Our nightcap of the boys contest coming up here for you next. Ruby Red's doing a good job entertaining us here right now. It is King or Queen of the Court night tonight here in Washington. So if you want to swing on down, we have about 16 minutes to come on down here, watch the crowning, and I think we're going to have a little dance too as well coming up at halftime of the boys. If you're just joining us, Washington girls were victorious on the comeback, 48-32. Axtell led 13-7 at the end of one quarter, but Washington defense held Axtell to 7 points in quarters 2 and 3, and only 5 in the final quarter. It was more like one free throw as two late steals pushed that up to 5. It was a big night for Kristen Tholstrup for the Washington County girls. 20 points for the senior, 16 points for Jesse Hoover. As for Axtell, they were led by Kaylee Sandman with 4 points. It was a big rebounding night, too, as well for the Washington County Tigers. And they had 3 players go over 6 rebounds. Meanwhile, Axtell had 2 there. Boys action coming up next here for you on a busy day in TVL action. We were going to talk to our friend Jeff Wirtz at the TVL Spotlight, but we're going to save that at halftime of the boys game during the crowning. But looking at action elsewhere around the league, Centralia at Valley Heights, Hanover at Donovan West, Troy is at Frankfort. Meanwhile, Sylvan Lucas has made the trip to visit Lynn. And if you're looking for some more basketball tonight, swing on over to our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1. Bruce Gierking has the call as the Maryville Bulldogs have made the trip down to Clay Center for North Central Kansas League action. We're about 3 minutes away from tip-off. We're going to take our last time out before we bring you starting lineups and standings of the TVL and boys action here on KNDY.
Western National Bank in Summerfield wants you to feel good about where you are with your money. Available when you need them and offering online and personal services, Western National Bank will make sure to keep you and your money happy. Call Western National Bank at 244-6211 to make your money smile. Member FDIC.
For Valentine's, Owens Originals has flowers, candy, green and blooming plants, balloons, stuffed animals, and Washington clay pottery. You're sure to find something unique and affordable for all of your Valentines at Owens Originals, and they'll deliver. Just call or stop by for details. Owens Originals Florist on the Square in Washington.
If your vehicle is looking like it just went through a money rally race, or perhaps it's been target practice for the neighborhood bird gang, then you need to get your car washed today at the Axtell Car Wash. The Axtell Car Wash has 2 enclosed self-service bays, even one size for semi-tractors. Just pull in, pay with your bank card, and wash all the dirt, mud, bugs, and bird stuff off your vehicles. You don't have to drive far to get a clean car. Just visit the Axtell Car Wash, proud supporter of the Axtell Eagles.
When you're buying tires, go with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Locally owned, M&M Tire offers minor service work. They offer major brands of tires. They offer service after the sale. And that's what you can rely on with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Call them at 325-2207 for an appointment today. For your tire needs, call them M&M Tire in Washington.
Access denied.
We've all been there. When you can't connect the thingy to the whatchamacallit, and the whatchamacallit can't find the Wi-Fi network. Well, Blue Valley Technologies has a solution that can help you with all your connected devices. Tech Home with unlimited multi-device support to help you get your home connected and even tune up your computer. Find more details at bluevalley.net/techhome.
Our nightcap up for you next between Washington County and Axtell. Washington County comes in 7-9 on the season, 2-6 in league play. They are bottom 3, looking up at the likes of Valley Heights, Frankfort, Lynn, and Blue Valley and Troy. Axtell right in the mix of this TVL league opportunity as well. 3-2 in league standing. Their loss Tuesday night versus Frankfort did not help that, but these Eagles have bigger goals than just the TVL regular season championship, looking to get back to the state tournament for the second time in 2 years. Starting lineups now brought to you first for the visiting Eagles. Under head coach Jason Tynan, Axtell will go Eli Brocksterman, a 6-foot junior. Number 23, Colin Shaughnessy, a 6-foot sophomore. Brandon Schmelsley, a 6'2 junior. Grady Bussing, a 6'2 senior. And getting the start tonight, Wyatt Detweiler, a 5'8 freshman, will start in place of Grady Bussing, going a little smaller here for the Eagles tonight. Now for Washington County under head coach Bobby Smith. They will start. Austin Wirtz, a 6' senior. Miles Miller, a 6'1 senior. Number 21, Monty Huckett, a 5'11 junior. Number 23, Carson Kern, a 6'1 senior. And number 30, Octavian Cardenas, a 6' junior. Tigers will go Wirtz, Miller, Huckett, Kern, and Cardenas. While Axtell will go Brockman, Shaughnessy, Smelsley, Bussing, and Detweiler. These two teams met once last year. Axtell pulled away with a victory, 64-32. Eagles were led by Eli Brockman with 19 points. Grady Bussing had himself 15, while Brandon Smelsley had himself 13. As for Washington County, it was all Austin Wirtz last year with 11 points. Carson Kern came off the bench with 11 points, 2 as well in that one. Washington County 7-9, Axtell 13-2. Action about underway here from Washington. One score update to pass along for you real quick. Frankfurt girls victorious earlier, 51-30 over Troy. And of course, in our first broadcast of the evening, Washington County with the comeback bid over Axtell, 48-32 that final score after Axtell led 20-15 at half. First tip will go the Eagles. Axtell will, of course, be in their home blues with white Axtell and numbers across their chest and back. Meanwhile, Washington in their home whites with red Tigers and numbers on their back. Washington County down on the bottom shorts. First pass will go inside. Now sharpshooting Colin Shaughnessy for a 3. That's front off the board. No good. He thought about grabbing the offensive rebound, but it will stay with Axtell on their first offensive possession. So a little change in starting lineup tonight for head coach Jason Tynan. Colin Shaughnessy got back in the starting lineup a couple weeks ago versus Valley Heights. Now Wyatt Detweiler, the freshman, getting an opportunity at that line so far here this evening. Eli Brockman misses her first 3 of the evening. Of course, the hero of the TVL tournament for these Eagles, hitting that 3 against Clifton Clyde in semifinal action to give them the 60-58 win, or 50-48 win over the Eagles. And of course, Axtell went on to clinch their second straight TVL tournament championship. This team is very familiar with this gym as the tournament was here last year. Axtell went on a 4-game run in 7 days to claim that championship last year. Pass goes into the backcourt from Axtell. Grady Bussing and Wyatt Detweiler not on the same page there, and Axtell turns it over. The Eagles have been hot to start off this season. They actually won their first 6 before falling to Clifton Clyde. Went on a 3-game tear there out at the TVL tournament, including wins over Troy, Clifton Clyde, and Hanover. But they've had close games here lately. They defeated Valley Heights 62-53 and actually outscored the Mustangs 20-7 in that fourth quarter to get that victory. They had a 7-point win over Donovan West back on the 30th. They barely defeated Pawnee City Tuesday evening by 4, and then they actually fell to Frankfurt 68-58 back on the 5th for their second loss in league play. Colin Shaughnessy is going to be charged with the charge, actually. Good job stepping up there. Miles Miller drawing that one. Miller, though, turns it right back over to the Eagles on the travel out front. Second turnover already now for Washington, 2 apiece for both of these squads. Washington, a team that had high expectations coming into this year. Listening at the starting lineup, height all around and experience coming back too as well, but they have squandered here lately. They started off the season 3-0 before dropping 4 straight. Then they kind of went back and forth and now have lost 6 straight, looking to break that here tonight. But Colin Shaughnessy not wanting to let them do that. 3 ball is down for the first points here tonight for either squad. 3-point advantage, Axtell. Axtell in a full court pressure. Washington breaks it with it. Now they'll set up with a 5-out set. A guard-oriented team here by Washington, and that is the reason why Detweiler gets the start tonight. Axtell usually goes a little bit bigger inside with the Bussing boys down low, but having the guard of this speed, and especially right there, Miles Miller takes it right into the body of Colin Shaughnessy, and that's a big development as that's already 2 fouls now on the sharp-shooting sophomore. second personal foul. So he has 2 fouls, all 3 points for Axtell as we're under 2 minutes here in this first quarter. Inside, we're going to go Carson Kern, but it's turned over into the hands of Grady Bussing. Bussing, though, turns it over on the run out on the other side for Axtell. So sloppy play both ways here for both of these squads getting going. Friday night featured game here. Max Blasky with you. We have been all season long. Glad to have you along for the ride. Inside, Monty Huckett. Nice little athletic layup down that right baseline. Gives Washington their first points. Broxman tries to answer back and airballs that 3 from the left corner. 1 and done for the Eagles. Wirtz looks to attack top side around the horn. Miles Miller looking to use that speed against Shaughnessy out there with those 2 personal fouls. Miller will set it up at the volleyball line as Washington works left to right here as we view it on the stage in Washington. Right side, Carson Kern looks to get it inside. Cardenas, right high post. Back to Huckett, left baseline. Huckett trying to go baseline against Detweiler. Good defense by the freshman. Inside, Miller gets it, tipped it out. Now Wirtz saves it for the Tigers. Good defensive possession here by Axtell here as Washington will go into their second offensive set. Axtell really likes to get the ball up and down the court, averages nearly 60 points a game. Washington will slow it down, though. Miles Miller for 3, that's missed. Carson Kern offensive rebound and put back for the Tigers. 4-3 advantage now early on for Washington County. 4:30 left to play here in this first quarter. Both of these coaches will let their boys play, too, as well. We're not going to see a lot of timeouts like we did in that girls' game. Like we mentioned it, though, Axtell has been struggling here a little bit lately, getting down in some of these contests. Here, taking the lead, though, on the Eli Broxman layup inside. 5-4 is our score as Broxman tips it out of bounds. Kern will keep the possession for the Tigers. First substitution now for Axtell, as we figured we'd see him come in. Number 45, Grant Bussing, will get called upon now. Bussing, the 6'2" senior, will give head coach Jason Tynan a little bit more size inside. Wirtz tries a 3. Defensive rebound, Broxman. Broxman throws it off the face of Bussing. Turnover, Axtell. 4 turnovers already for Axtell in this fourth quarter. 3 for Washington. Foul down low on Bussing. Picks up now his first personal foul. So foul trouble already for head coach Jason Tynan and his Eagles. 1 foul on Grant Bussing. Colin Shaughnessy, sharpshooting sophomore, already on the bench here in the first quarter with 2. Monte Huckett gets inside, gets it up off the rim. Can't get that one to fall from close range. Axtell out and running. Brandon Schmelsley up and down for 2. There's the athletic ability that you see in these Eagles. Of course, 3-time defending state champions in Class 1A Division II football. They like to use that athletic ability on the basketball court, too, as well. Carson Kern tries to answer back with the 3. That's off the left side of the rim. No good. Axtell back to running. Top side, Schmelsley fires up a 3. That one down and good for Brandon Schmelsley. A 5-0 run for the junior himself as he has his Eagles up by 6. 10-4 here, early first quarter action. Miller sets it up top side as he gets the call play from head coach Bobby Smith over on that sideline. Good crowd here tonight, too, from Washington. Still got time to make it over here. So we're just getting first quarter action underway. Now a turnover as Kern was looking for Cardenas. Throws it right into the teeth of that Axtell defense. Broxman sets it up left side. Now Detweiler steps into a 3. Nice rotation. No good. Cardenas pulls down the board. Of course, Wyatt Detweiler getting the start tonight for the before-mentioned Grady Bussing, trying to go with the quickness and guard-oriented of this Washington team. Eli Broxman picks that pass off, has his Eagles off and running, and then he turns it over in the far court. So 5 turnovers apiece now for both of these teams in this first quarter. Timeout will be taken by Washington. We'll take it with them. 10-4, our early first quarter score. Axtell on top.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
High school basketball season in full swing now as we get into February. We'll have more games coming up next week, 2 exactly to be precise. We will be down at Valley Heights on Tuesday as Clifton Klein makes the trip east. Meanwhile, rounding out next week, we'll be back here at Washington as these Tigers host the Wildcats of Frankfort. Turnover Washington, 6-1 here in this first quarter as Wirtz threw it to no one in that corner. That's about the third turnover now that Washington's had that it's just been a pure miscommunication on the defensive end. Wirtz tries to make up for it, tries to get the steal, but Eagles will maintain possession. Axtell now working it outside. We're going to go Grady Bussing, left high post, tries to kick it out to Brockstrom. Tough handles for Brockstrom, saves it for the Eagles, though. Smelsley right side, cross-court pass to Detweiler, already fired up 1-3 here tonight. Quick pass, no-look pass inside to Bussing. Travel Axtell. That was Grady Bussing, got a little bit too happy down there on that right post. Substitution now for Axtell. Second one off the bench, Logan Sandman, the 6'2 junior, has really came into his own here the last couple weeks. Really saw him blossom out at the TVL tournament. There's Miles Miller, breaks that press with the speed. Cardenius attacks right side, throws it right into the hands of Eli Brockstrom. Brockstrom now running with his Eagles. Detweiler high off the glass, no good. Smelsley, offensive board, will save it for the Eagles. Detweiler resets it now for Axtell. 10-4 lead. 1:25 left to play. Washington led early on 4-3, but ever since then, it has been Axtell as Brandon Schmelsley had a 5-0 scoring run here in this first quarter himself to put the Eagles ahead. 3-ball Brockstrom walks into it. Offensive rebound. It's almost taken by Schmelsley. Wirtz saves it right into the hands of Detweiler. Detweiler fires up a 3. No good. Grant Bussing inside, though, can't get the fourth opportunity, and yet again, Axtell keeps this offensive rebound alive. Inside, Grant Bussing, right block, guarded by Miles Miller, kicks it out, Wyatt Detweiler, and I think a turnover. Stepping out of bounds here near side, turnover was Wyatt Detweiler, so right back to Washington it goes. After all that effort inside by Axtell, they come up empty on that possession. Eagles will full court press. Hit LeDuc going down the middle of the court. Octavian Cardenius right side. That's going to be a charge. I don't know about that one. Logan Sandman did a good job of stepping in front of Cardenius. Thought he was a little bit underneath that basket, but in high school, of course, there is no restriction line, so that will be a first personal foul going on the junior for Washington, Octavian Cardenius. Third now for the Tigers as we go under 45 seconds left to play here first quarter. 10-4 is our score. Washington girls were victorious over Axtell in our first game here in the boys one. Washington led early, now trailing by 6, and back-to-back turnovers. This has been a sloppy first quarter for both of these teams. 8 turnovers apiece now unofficially, as neither team wants to hold on to the ball in this one. Line set for Axtell. Gets it to Detweiler right side. Right back to inbounder Smelsley. Axtell's so good at those inbounds plays. Washington does a good job to defend it. Now moves into a 2-3 zone or a 3-2 kind of matchup zone. Out top guarded by Wirtz and LeDuc. Around the horn with 18 seconds. Axtell looking to get an offensive set rolling. Brockstrom top side over to Sandman. Guarded tightly by LeDuc. Freshman getting into it defensively. 7 seconds now. Brockstrom left side. High post Smelsley. Smelsley shot up. That's hard off the rim. No good. Defensive rebound. Washington, half-court shot up by LeDuc, but no good. After a sloppy 8 minutes of play, Axtell leading 10-4.
For engineered roof and floor trusses, call on Axtell Truss. 12 to 80-foot span. Complete hip, cathedral, and floor systems using only the best SYP available. Delivered to your site undamaged on a roll-off trailer. Manufactured locally at Axtell Truss on U.S. Highway 36, 2 miles west of K110 between Seneca and Marysville. Phone 785-736-2291.
Just like our area athletes work each day in practice to perform at their best in the big game, the staff at Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer, work daily to provide the best parts and service experience when you need it most. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations. We know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one. Bruna Implement Company, since 1947.
Little Joe's 66 service in Axtell is a proud supporter of Axtell schools and Axtell athletics. If you have automotive repair needs, call Joe at 785-736-2824. With satisfied customers from all over the area, Little Joe's 66 service is the place to turn for all of your automotive repair needs.
A turnover by Washington coming out of the quarter break. Brandon Smelsley can't get the easy bucket to go on the run out. 5 points for Smelsley in that first quarter. All came within a few seconds of each other. Washington looks to break that press. Smelsley, pokes it out from behind, forces a turnover on the Tigers. Smelsley back the other way. Brockshman left corner 3. That one's off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound being fought for. Body's flying on the floor down there. Sandman gets on it. Now body's still going. Out of bounds. Kicked it. Think it's off Axtell. It will be Washington County ball. Physical play so far here tonight in the boys game. Also in the girls game too as well. We saw that earlier on. You happen to listen into that one. A lot of fouls in the second quarter. TVO basketball. Physical brand of basketball, and as we get close to the end of the season, tends to get that way even more. 10-4 is our score at the end of one quarter. Inside Miles Miller off glass, up and down for the senior. First points for the point guard for Washington County. Pulls this down to within 4. Detweiler walks it across the timeline. No one getting open. Finally finds Smelsley here left side. Turnover happy first quarter for both of these teams. 8 turnovers apiece after those first 8 minutes. Smelsley looking for a cutter. Brocksterman gets Cardanius up in the air. Shot up, no good. Offensive rebound will stay with Axtell. Grady Bussing doing a good job of forcing Washington to box him out on the offensive glass. Detweiler, right corner 3. We'll go Brocksterman out top. No one steps up to him, and he drains it. Eli Brocksterman, his first triple in 5 attempts, gives the Eagles a 7-point advantage. Miller across the timeline on this 5-out set. Axtell will be in man-to-man. Monty Huckett attacks left baseline. Good hands by Eli Brocksterman. Forces the turnover. Axtell now on the run out. Brocksterman cross-court pass. Detweiler left corner 3. Bottoms and 1 for Wyatt Detweiler. A big bucket for the freshman, and the personal foul committed by Octavian Cardanius. The junior picks up now his second, and a 4-point play possible upcoming now for Detweiler. These two freshmen for Axtell, Wyatt Detweiler and Logan Sandman, really earned themselves playing time over at the TVL tournament. Colin Shaughnessy went out with a sprained ankle for a couple days. Detweiler filled in admirably for the sharpshooting sophomore. Here got a chance to start tonight. Misses the free throw, though, and there's the other freshman, Logan Sandman, right on cue. His first bucket here tonight, as it is now 18-6, Axtell leading. Tigers break this press. Carson Kern all over, getting hounded by Axtell defense out front. That's going to be Sandman picking up his first personal foul. Physical play continues as Kern went crashing to the ground. Up top, Miles Miller gets the quick inbound. Still straight man-to-man for Axtell. 5-out set now for Washington. Tigers need to get some offense going here. Then sputtering too is late. Up top, nearly stolen, and now a foul will be called 30 feet away from the bucket. Grady Bussing a little bit too aggressive on that one. We'll get the foul. Number 10, Eli Chandler, into as well for the Washington County Tigers. Chandler, the 6'1 sophomore, first action for him so far in this one. Right side, Miller tries to go inside, stolen away by Bussing. Another turnover on Washington. Detweiler forces the issue. Up and one for Wyatt Detweiler. Have yourself a last 30 seconds, young man. Back-to-back buckets for the freshman and another free throw upcoming for him. Foul will go on Carson Kern for Washington, his first. This Axtell team so quick up and down the court and showing it so far here tonight. Detweiler sinks the free throw. He's 1 for 2 so far here in this one. As Axtell, just like that, has grown this lead up to 21-6 with 5 minutes left to play here before halftime. Miller will attack left side. Huckett, short corner, looking to go baseline. Good bounce pass inside Miller. A lot of contact. Somehow got that one to go. Miles Miller, an acrobatic left-handed layup, drops it down for his second bucket. Sandman straight on three. Almost went down, and then an offensive foul will be called on Grady Bussing going for that board. Remind all tonight, too, coming up twice each hour, every game night during the 10 and 11 o'clock hour, the Farm Bureau Scoreboard Show brought to you by Patrick Booty of Marysville and Bryce Leonard of Washington, bringing you scores and updates from all the action here on a Friday night, including this contest and Marysville, too, going on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1. Bruce Dierkin on that call down in Clay Center. Good hands by Broxterman, forces another Washington turnover. Broxterman all the way to the rim, can't get the layup to fall, but he will be rewarded with 2 free throws on that foul. Washington led this game 4-3 early on, but ever since then, it has been all Axtell. 21-8 now as Eli Broxterman steps to the line for 2 fouls. That personal will go on Eli Chandler, just checked into the game moments ago. Broxterman calmly knocks down the first of 2. Second one upcoming now for the junior. That one's pure as well. Sinks them both 2 for 2 there for Broxterman. Axtell will drop off their pressure now. Slight man-to-man pressure as Detweiler picks up Miller 94 feet away from the basket. Smelsley darn near gets another turnover, but Washington controls. Huckett looks to go to work left side. Miller out top, guarded by the freshman. Now Wirtz. 23-8 our score. Wirtz is going to fire up a deep 3. That one's off the miss, no good, and it'll stay with Washington County. Coming up at halftime of this one, too, as well, we'll chat with our friend Jeff Wirtz of the TVL Spotlight as he's in-house. It's king and queen of the court here tonight for Washington, so probably a little longer halftime than we're used to. So we'll talk to Jeff about some sub-state action coming up, as well as some results from this evening's girls' games and possible boys' updates, too, as well. 4 minutes left to play here before halftime. Washington trailing 28-3, almost a near steal. Now it is taken away by Grant of Bussing. Don't see that very often. Leads to an Axtell run out up and down. Eli Broxterman can't get that one to fall. And then Broxterman commits the foul 94 feet away from the bucket for his first personal. That is now 13 turnovers for Washington in this first half. Since for comparison, girls' games in between both teams in the entire first half, we saw 12 total in that one. Full court pressure back, picked up now by the Eagles. Miller will look to break it. Gets past the freshman, Detweiler. Kern left side, good ball movement. Wirtz steps into a 3. That one's bottom for Austin Wirtz. His first in 3 of him. That's this lead now down to 12. Detweiler's picked up at the 3-point line. Now Broxterman looks to attack Wirtz right side. That's a charge going the other way. Miles Miller did a good job of stepping in front of that one. Eli Broxterman now with 2 personal fouls. And speaking of personal fouls, Colin Shaughnessy has been on the bench since about halfway through the first quarter with 2 personal fouls himself. Kern breaks the pressure, gets it up to Huckett, right corner, around the horn. It stops with Wirtz at the top of the key. Looking to get it to Cardenas at the high post. We'll send it up. Wirtz, corner 3, fades away, foul. Will that be shooting? It's going to be on Axtell, and I think it was just coming through the screen. Monty Huckett did a good job of standing in there strong. Took the chest bump. I believe it was from Brandon Schmelsley. It was. So that's going to be the first now on the junior Schmelsley, and Monty Huckett will go to the line for 2 free throws. First free throw is down and good for Huckett. First free throw by Washington here in this contest comes with 3:11 here until halftime. Second one upcoming now for the junior. Right-handed free throw up, no good. Smelsley pulls down the board. Axtell quickly up the other way. Brocksterman baseline, and Wirtz is going to get a piece of Eli Brocksterman. Brocksterman will go back to the line for 2 free throws where he just sunk a pair. That foul on Austin Wirtz, his first personal. 4 now for Washington in this quarter. Brocksterman continues his nice shooting from the free throw stripe. 3 made now. Second free throw now for Brocksterman. Splits the pair, but Logan Sandman in there with his second offensive rebound and put back here tonight on the free throws. 4 points now for the freshman. That's better than the 1-point play that could have happened. Miller attacks right side. Now Huckett looks to get inside to the paint. Miller trying to dance with Detweiler in that right corner. Ball still on the right side. Now we're going to go around the horn. Back into the hands of Huckett. Left baseline. Huckett about walked with it. Wirtz will attack left wing. Kick out Huckett. 3 ball. Ooh, bounced about 4 times, but didn't drop down for Washington. Controlling that board will be Grant Bussing. Brandon Schmelsley already with 4 unofficial rebounds here in this first half, working his way to a possible double-double before the end of this one. Turnover Axtell as Cardania steals it away. That's the first one for the Eagles here in this second quarter. Both teams had 8 in that first 8 minutes. Axtell's done a very good job of cleaning that up. 2:05 left to play. 26-12 is our score. Axtell leading this one. Washington held the early 1-point advantage, but it's been all Eagles since then. Right high post. Huckett looks to go to work against the freshman. Jump stop, kicks it out. Miller attacks to the elbow. Shot up, no good. Defensive rebound, Bussing. Good, strong defensive rebound there by Grant Bussing. Write that down. And then a turnover. Washington. Turnover, Axtell. So now back-to-back turnovers for the Eagles. Washington, though, not able to get anything from it. A lot of contact down low. Sandman tips that one away as we were trying to go right elbow with Huckett. 14-point advantage, Eagles. 1:27 left to play here before halftime. Miller looks to attack the freshman, Detweiler. Miller gets to his spot, fades away a little bit, shot off, no good. Detweiler pulls down the board. Freshman will run point now for the Eagles. Cross-court pass into the hands of Smelsley. Up top, Detweiler, already with 1-3 his name. Thought better about it. Will send it off to Eli Brocksterman for 3. Offensive rebound being fought around. Kicked out now towards Washington. Kern quick inbound into Miller. Axtell still pressuring. 62 seconds here to go before halftime. Kern passes it across the timeline to Miller. Miller inside to Huckett. Huckett, a lot of contact. Gets that one to fall down, though. Does Monty Huckett. 5 points now for the junior in this one. Detweiler across the timeline, quicker than light. Smelsley top side. As now we're going to set up man-to-man for Washington for this last possession. Miller will check Smelsley right side. Little screen and roll looking for the cutter in Brocksterman. We'll go second man to Sandman. Now we're going to go opposite side, Brocksterman. Up top to Detweiler, guarded by Kern. Detweiler breaks down Carson Kern, and up and down for Wyatt Detweiler. Freshman making the most of his opportunities tonight. 8 points now for Detweiler. Cross-court pass is stolen away by Detweiler. 6 turnover now for Washington in this quarter. Brocksterman up and down for 2. Eli Brocksterman having himself a good second quarter as well as Axtell's pushed this lead right back up to 30-14. Brandon Smelsley gets himself a steal and Axtell another possession. And head coach Jason Tynan wants to talk this one over. We'll take a 30 with him. 2.4 to go before halftime.
Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas offers competitive prices on tires with excellent customer service. Located on Highway 15 across from the co-op, Stone Southside Service also offers towing and light mechanical work for your vehicle, including brake jobs. Stone Southside Service also sells Green Mountain Grills. These grills feature wood pellets that enhance barbecue flavor. Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas. Your source for great prices on tires, light mechanical work for your vehicle, and home of Green Mountain Grills. Give them a call at 785-325-2247.
So one more opportunity here for Axtell, leading 30-14 with 2.4 seconds left to go before halftime. It'll be underneath their own basket. Of course, coming up here at halftime, too, we'll talk with Jeff Wertz of the TVL Spotlight, chatting a little TVL basketball as we get close to sub-state action. Detweiler will be your trigger man underneath their own basket. Diamond set for the Eagles, top of the key. Going to run a little screen and roll, looking for Shaughnessy. Nope, top side. Brockman gets the three off, blocked by Miller, but almost put up by Brandon Schmelsley. We're going to go into halftime. Axtell leading 30-14.
Planning new construction? If it's an outbuilding, storage, home addition, or a new home, the pros at Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber will help you put together everything you need from start to finish. They can help you with your design with recommendations and cost estimates, helping you find the right product at the right price. And it's delivered free for you when you're ready when you shop local. Everything you need for your dream home or a simple shed is at Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber. Visit with them today.
In 1951, Dr. Max Beam opened the Washington Veterinary Clinic. Over 60 years later, the clinic is still providing care for both large and small animals. Our veterinarians, veterinary technician, and support staff have a very diverse and extensive agricultural background. Herd health services, bovine reproductive programs, large and small animal surgery, routine care for pets, grooming, boarding, and 24-hour emergency availability are just a few of the services provided. Take care of all your creatures, great and small, with the help of the Washington Veterinary Clinic.
The State Bank in Axtell is synonymous with quality and integrity in the banking business. Financing for your home, for your farm, or your small business. Contact the loan officers if you need money, or if you're putting money away for something special, or just saving for a rainy day. Visit with the professionals at the State Bank of Axtell. They're federally insured, member FDIC, the State Bank of Axtell.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
At the end of one half in boys action, 30-14 is our score. Washington had the early 4-3 lead, but Axtell outscored the Tigers 20-10 in that second quarter, to take this 32-14 lead. Axtell was led by Eli Brocksherman with 10 points. Wyatt Detweiler had himself a second quarter with 8 points total in that quarter. 4 points for Logan Sandman, 5 points for Brandon Schmelsley, and 3 for Colin Shaughnessy, who had to sit on the bench for most of that half after picking up 2 early fouls in that first quarter. Axtell shot the free throw pretty well, 4 for 6 from the stripe. All of those in the second quarter. Turned it over 10 times, but shored that up in the second better than the first 8 turnovers in the first quarter, only 2 there in the second. As for Washington, it was few and far between. Leading scorer for the Tigers, 5 points, Monty Huckett in that one, 4 points for Miles Miller, 3 points for Austin Wirtz, and 2 points for Carson Kern. Octavian Cardenas had the set most of the second with some personal foul trouble, too, as well. Washington only got to the line twice in that second quarter. They made 1 of 2, and they turned the ball over 15 times in that first half. Unofficially. They also allowed rebounding to be a problem. Axtell's Brandon Schmelsley, unofficially 5 rebounds. Grant Bussey has himself 3, while 4 other Eagles have themselves 2 rebounds apiece. Getting at halftime, 30-14 is our score. We're going to take another timeout as they crown the king and queen of the court here for Washington County. Of course, we'll have those names coming up here for you in just a little bit, but coming up next, we'll chat with our friend Jeff Wertz, talk a little TVL basketball.
For all of your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and excavation services, there's only one call to make. Eagle HVAC and Heating. Formerly Dave's Hardware in Axtell, the guys at Eagle HVAC and Heating look forward to continuing the success they've built over the years, offering all heating, ventilation, air conditioning needs, as well as carrying a wide variety of name-brand appliances. They do plumbing and electrical, as well as excavation service. Give Eagle HVAC and Heating a call today in Axtell.
If you can't remember the last time you've reviewed your insurance policies, you're not alone. The Dragiston Insurance Company and Buckeye Insurance Group work together to make sure you are properly covered. Call the friendly, knowledgeable staff at the Dragiston Agency at 785-325-2263 or stop by one of their 3 offices located in Washington, Clay Center, and Concordia. They'll provide service that exceeds expectations and coverage that meets your needs. Buckeye Insurance Group and the Dragiston Insurance Agency working together to protect you.
For the best of care close to home, visit the Washington County Hospital and Family Medicine of Washington County. Their team of professionals work together to provide every member of your family in every stage of life with medical care. From routine checkups to diagnostic services, visiting outpatient specialists, obstetrics, major and minor surgical procedures, and an emergency room that is always staffed by physicians, you'll find the best of care right here in Washington County. Call 785-325-2211 for your appointment today.
B&D Buildings of Axtell specializes in post-frame buildings. Give them a call for stud-framed buildings with complete concrete and electrical work included. It's one call to get the job done. B&D Buildings, specializing in post-frame building construction, plus repairs and more. Always free estimates. Give them a call. B&D Buildings of Axtell, 785-294-0147. B&D Buildings at 785-294-0147.
Max Blasky back with you here from Washington. 30-14 is our halftime score. Eagles leading. Joined now by Jeff Wirtz of the TVL Spotlight. Jeff, I know it's been a busy night around the TVL. Have any scoring updates for us you want to pass along?
I do. We have finally some scores coming in. It was, I think we were way ahead here at Washington County. So finally did get some scores in. It was the Frankfort ladies defeating Troy 51-30. Centralia and Valley Heights were in just a Donnybrook 54-50. The Lady Panthers took down at Valley Heights. And the Clifton Clyde girls defeated Onega 61-32. And in non-league action, it was the Lynn girls defeating Sylvan Lucas 61-49.
A lot of action going on, and as we get ready for our sub-state kind of run here coming up on the 22nd for most of these teams. I know there's a few teams, including this Eagles boys team we're watching, but anyone in particular we should be keeping an eye on for a possible postseason run?
Well, and as you said, this Eagles team is very good. Obviously, they have gotten to several state championships in football. Now they're really starting to become an athletic team just all around. You see it in track. You see it in football. This league is so deep, Max.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you're going to see the Hanovers, the Frankfurts, the things like that all around. Centralia even could be a very good team late in this season. You can't count anybody out really right now, and we're seeing what the TVL really brings.
You mentioned those Panthers. I think the girls moved to 13-1 with that win or something on the season, and it's wild that you would think a team has a quiet 13-1 record. But I do want to talk about one team that you get to see probably a lot more than we do, and that's those Clifton Clyde Eagles. We saw them Tuesday evening. Just how good can that boys team be as well for the Eagles?
You don't even know. Clifton Clyde right now, again, another extremely athletic team, kind of a team that, as you said, doesn't get a lot of run, but they are so crisp. They are so just, they don't do anything fancy. They just do it by the book and do it so well. Justin Steinbrock and both teams really at Clifton Clyde are playing very, very well right now. And could be one of those teams, again, that takes a long run deep into these playoffs.
And I think another team we barely even chatted about, we're running out of time, but those Hanover Wildcats, they could be a troublemaker. The Frankfurt girls, I think they could be a state contending team possibly this year with a lot of experience stacked, but it's going to be a fun last couple of weeks, Jeff. Or you got your rest? You ready to go?
It's a fun time no matter what time of year it is in the TVL, and this is just another place. it's great that we get to go 3 different places potentially for state tournaments in the Twin Valley League. Yes, it keeps me busy. Yes, by April I'm exhausted, but man, I just love every bit of it all year long.
And remind everyone where they can find stats, scores, and information like that.
Follow us at TVL Spotlight on Facebook and Twitter. I also have the TVLspotlight.com, where I did a new podcast today, so check that out over the weekend. And as always, I'm at games every Tuesday and Friday, sometimes some Saturdays. You just never know where I'm going to pop up.
Kind of like me, too. If you happen to see us in the stand, stop in, say hi. Us radio people always like to be chatted with.
Definitely so.
I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you very much. We'll hopefully look for a good half of the second half of this game.
Max, thanks a lot.
Again, joined by Jeff Wirtz, host of the TVL Spotlight, courtesy of KNDY Radio. At halftime, 30-14 is our score. Axtell Eagles leading Washington. We'll take one more time out. Bring it back here after 60 seconds.
Some things are better together, like burgers and fries, movies and popcorn, and auto and home insurance. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we'll help you bundle your auto and home coverage in one policy, saving you money. And if a storm hits and both are damaged, you'll pay a single deductible. Find an agent at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
Bryce Leonard in Washington is your local agent with Farm Bureau Insurance and Farm Bureau Financial Services.
If your vehicle is looking like it just went through a money rally race, or perhaps it's been target practice for the neighborhood bird gang, then you need to get your car washed today at the Axtell Car Wash. The Axtell Car Wash has 2 enclosed self-service bays, even one size for semi-tractors. Just pull in, pay with your bank card, and wash all the dirt, mud, bugs, and bird stuff off your vehicles. You don't have to drive far to get a clean car. Just visit the Axtell Car Wash, proud supporter of the Axtell Eagles.
Second half action now underway, and it's going to start with a Colin Shaughnessy up and under layup from the right side. Shaughnessy had himself a quiet 3 points in that first quarter. Of course, picked up his second personal foul midway through that quarter, really sent him to the bench. Of course, it was King and Queen crowning here tonight for the Washington County Tigers. Congratulations to your King winner, Carson Kern, and your Queen winner, Kylie Reichers, also winning there tonight. So congratulations to those two on the royalty. Turnover, Shaughnessy out top, got his happy feet moving just a little bit too much there on that right wing. Barely had time to break a sweat in that first half before he had to go sit on the bench, so maybe still some pregame nerves already here at halftime. Washington led for a little bit in the very opening of this game, but it was all Axtell in the first half. A 5-0 run by Brandon Schmelsley himself gave the Eagles a 10-4 lead at the end of one quarter, and they didn't look back, leading 30-14 at the end of one half. And it was the defensive pressure for Axtell that really forced this Washington County team into some uncomfortable situations. Washington County unofficially committed 15 turnovers in that first half. Both teams had 8 at the end of one quarter, but Axtell shirted up with only 2 in the second. Miles Miller will go to work against the freshman Eli Brocksterman. Gets that bucket to drop down quickly the other way. Brocksterman tries to whip it cross court to Shaughnessy. Good defense by Miller. Of course, Wyatt Detweiler, freshman point guard, getting the start tonight for Grant Bussing, going with a little bit more of this speed for Washington County. He had himself a nice second quarter, scoreless after one, but 8 points there in the second. We're going to whip it around to him. Can he hit a 3 coming out of half? No, not on that one. Cardenas pulls down the board. But filling in admirably have been these two freshmen for head coach Jason Tynan and his squad. Of course, this team lost Landon Schmidt there in the football season, was expected to be starting point guard for them here this year, but due to injury, of course, that's not going to happen. But this team has really rallied around their athleticism and their shooting ability, like Colin Shaughnessy, a triple coming out of halftime. 5 points now for the sharpshooter. Really helped the Eagles to a win in that comeback win versus Valley Heights a couple weeks ago. Up and under, Octavian Cardenas can't get the shot to go. But Monty Huckett gets the offensive board and putback. Third bucket for Huckett so far in this one. Detweiler finds the hot shooting Shaughnessy, gives it off to Broxman, misses the bunny. Defensive rebound, Carson Kern. Of course, your homecoming, or your king of the court here for Washington this evening. 5-out set now by the Tigers, as we've seen them use here all evening. This Washington County team looking also to end their 6-game losing streak. The Tigers have losses versus Hanover, Troy, Lynn, Clifton, Clyde, Blue Valley, and actually Blue Valley twice coming out of the tournament. Ever since the TBL tournament back on the 17th, Washington County team is 1-7 with that lone win, a 1-point victory over 1-14 Onega in consolation play there of the tournament. Foul will be called, not a foul, but on Shaughnessy earlier when I missed that one. Colin Shaughnessy picks up his third personal foul, so he can't seem to keep his hands out of the cookie jar here tonight. Boy, if he'd been on the floor, he might have a 20-piece game already. Hunkin looks to attack baseline. Ball's going to be tipped around, taken by Miller. Now Sandman ends up with it, and another turnover, Washington, to start this second half. Detweiler passes it up the Schmelsley left wing. We'll get this offensive set going for the Eagles. Brocksterman inside, bounce pass up and down for Grady Bussing. His first points here in this contest. All starters now in the scoring column for Axtell. Top side, Schmelsley blitzes the screen. Right side, we're going to go to Kern. Now around the horn as Miles Miller sets it up for the Tigers. Senior point guard out there, back in the uniform this year after taking a break last year, running the offense for head coach Bobby Smith and his squad. Backdoor cut had Austin Wirtz, but we'll go up top now to Gavin LeDuc, first sub off the bench for Smith. Washington working this ball around, trying to find a good shot inside. Huckett's going to try and attack Sandman. Karn's going to fire up a three with a hand in his face. A good shot there by Carson Kern. He had a double-digit performance versus this Axtell Eagles team last year. That's his first triple here in this one on 2 attempts. Brocksterman out top, 2-3 defense now by Washington. Found a streaking Grady Bussing right at the front of the rim. Back-to-back buckets now for the senior. As Axtell pushes this one back up 39-21. As the season winds down, just like Jeff and I were talking about a little bit earlier, stay up to date with everything going on with your favorite team with the Coach's Corner program every evening about 5:20 following local sports. On Monday, we talk with coaches from Diller and Southern. On Tuesday, it is Axtell and Centralia. Wednesday, we talk to Lynn and Hanover. Thursday, it is Valley Heights and Frankfort. And Friday, it is these Washington County Tigers and the Marysville Bulldogs. Personal foul will be called on Axtell. But picking up his second now will be Logan Sandman. Second one for the team in this quarter. Miller sets it up for the Tigers top side. We're going to go right side to LeDuc. We work it around the horn here offensively. Inside, a lot of contact. Miller gets past his defender. 2 shots upcoming for the senior, Miles Miller. His first trip upcoming to the line. And Washington's first trip here in the second half. Just like that, Logan Sandman's picked up his third personal foul. So Sandman now with 3, Shaughnessy with 3, Grady Bussing with 2, Eli Brocksterman with 2 as well. Miles Miller's first free throw off and no good for the senior. No sub coming for either squad for teams that don't go too deep in their bench. Second free throw upcoming now for Miller. Rolls around the rim, but drops down there for Miles as he splits a pair. Around the horn, Logan Sandman with it up top. We'll send it up for the Eagles inside. That's going to be Grant Bussing getting himself his first bucket here tonight. Big man inside, puts it up and down for Axtell, and it is 41-22 with 3 minutes left to play here in this third quarter. Out top foul is going to be called on an offensive foul on Washington. Picking that one up will be Monty Huckett, his first personal foul. As Jeff was just talking about a little bit before, these Axtell boys looking to get back to the state tournament again. They were 4th place finishers in Class 1A. Division II, it will be a tough sub-state as always, though, as the likes of Hanover and Lynn in that one down in Blue Valley. looking to get back to a possible berth at a state championship. Of course, coming off a football one last year. Looking for possible here in basketball. 3 ball by Wirtz, no good. Broxman pulls down the defensive board. Detweiler running. Grant Bussing up and no good. Cardenas pulls down that defensive board. Lightning quick is this Axtell Eagles team. And a travel will be called on Washington. Gavin LeDuc a little bit too quick down in that far right corner. Can't keep those happy feet from moving. Sends it back now to the Eagles. How does she? Hold on, sub-state stuff. Where'd it go? (41-22) our score. Just rolled under 2 minutes left to play here in this third quarter. Broxman throws it over his head, cross court, right into the hands of head coach Jason Tynan. Not too happy with that one. Second turnover for Axtell here in this third quarter. LeDuc looks to break this pressure for the Eagles. Gets it off to Wirtz, right side, who look to attack the freshman, Logan Sandman. And a charge will be called. Logan Sandman doing a good job of stepping in front of the quicker Austin Wirtz. The senior picks up now his second personal foul. As that is good enough for a turnover, Washington County. 41-22. This Axtell defense has been stymied so far here tonight. After a few lackluster performances the last couple weeks, Sandman gets it inside, then throws it away. Miller picks that one off. Off and running for the Tigers will be the senior Miles Miller. Takes the body contact from Detweiler. Up and down, though, by Miller on the run-out layup. 9 points now for the senior to lead these Tigers. Broxman gets inside the paint. Kicks it out, Grant Bussing. Detweiler fakes on a three. Little handoff action now as Smelsley gets into the lane. Dump off pass to Bussing. Up, no good. LeDuc pulls down that board. Mentioned it, Axtell so good at getting this ball in size, using their size and athletic ability to their favor. 3 ball by Kern is going to be missed. Logan Sandman pulls down the board, takes a hard fall as Gavin LeDuc picks up that first personal foul. As Colin Shaughnessy now will check back into the contest for the Eagles. LeDuc also out for Monty Huckett. 41-24 our score, third quarter action, 45 seconds left to go. Axtell led 10-4 at the end of one quarter and hasn't looked back. They outscored Washington 20-10 in that second quarter, and doing the same here in the third. Washington with, let me do the quick math here, 12 points though here in this third quarter for the Tigers, as a little bit more back and forth. Washington also doing a better job of controlling the basketball. 15 turnovers for Washington in that first half. Only 3 in the second half so far. That's going to be turnover number 4, though, by Axtell, as the Eagles throw it into their own bench. Cardenas looks to attack with 20 seconds left. Grant Bussing forcing him out there. Kicks it out. Monte Huckett, left baseline, inside floating pass. Miles Miller underneath the basket. Up. No good by Miller. Kicks it out to Wirtz, though, to reset. Wirtz, deep three. Hits it for Austin Wirtz. His second triple on 4 attempts here tonight with 2 seconds. Shaughnessy gets it off, but it is no good. Axtell continues holding on to this lead. 41-27 as we go into the final frame of action here from Washington.
When you're buying tires, go with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Locally owned, M&M Tire offers minor service work. They offer major brands of tires. They offer service after the sale. And that's what you can rely on with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Call them at 325-2207 for an appointment today. For your tire needs, call them M&M Tire in Washington.
For engineered roof and floor trusses, call on Axtell Truss. 12 to 80-foot span. Complete hip, cathedral, and floor systems using only the best SYP available. Delivered to your site undamaged on a roll-off trailer. Manufactured locally at Axtell Truss on U.S. Highway 36, 2 miles west of K110 between Seneca and Marysville. Phone 785-736-2291.
Just like our area athletes work each day in practice to perform at their best in the big game, the staff at Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer, work daily to provide the best parts and service experience when you need it most. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations. We know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one. Bruna Implement Company, since 1947.
Washington actually outscored Axtell in that third quarter, 13-11, but still trail here big, 41-27 as we get the final frame underway. We're going to go left block, Octavian Cardenas. Miles Miller's going to fire up a 3. That one's bottoms for Miller. 12 points now for the seniors. He leads the way for the Tigers. Shaughnessy thought about a 3 back on the other end. Saw better of it. We're going to run some offense. 11-point lead now for Axtell as a stop and a score could make this a very interesting game for Washington. Brocksterman gets inside, though, amongst the trees and blocked by Miller. We're going to say he gets that one, his second of the night. And now a foul 94 feet away from the basket. That's going to go against Eli Brocksterman, and he picks up a technical foul, too, as well does Brocksterman. So that's personal foul number 3. I don't know what got said. I believe it was something that got said to the official. There wasn't a blatant overreaction by Brocksterman or anything. But just like we talked about, a stop and a score, this could be even bigger. We're going to send Austin Wirtz to the line for 2 free throws, 2 free ones here on that technical foul. Wirtz calmly at the line for the first one, sinks that one. His first points here in this fourth quarter. Second one upcoming now for Wirtz as he knocks down both. Good shooting there by Washington on the free throws. Only 6 free throws attempted by Washington in this game. Only 6 for Axtell, too, as well, and those came all in the second half. So those 2 free throws make it a 9-point game. Washington will keep possession with 7:09 left to play. Wirtz will be your trigger man. Your 5 out there for the Tigers. Wirtz, Kern, Miller, Huckett, and Cardenas. Your starting 5. As for Axtell, it will be Detweiler, Sandman, Smelsley, Shaughnessy, and Bussing. That's Grady Bussing out there down low, manning the paint. Axtell needs to get it set, Washington needs to get it set back up. Miles Miller will do so. We're going to come here near side to Kern. Cross court again to Miller. Around the horn it goes. Austin Wirtz looking to get it inside to Huckett. Miller's going to fire up a 3. That one's off the front of the rim. No good. Big rebound there by Logan Sandman. Had 2 Washington County Tigers rates all over him and pulls down the board. That doesn't lead to a Colin Shaughnessy 3. Fired that one up from the left corner. Now Washington looking to pick up the pace, trailing here by 9, 6 minutes left to go. Miller will attack freshman Detweiler right side, round the horn. Kern stomps that momentum. Back to Miller. Miller gets right baseline up and blocked by Logan Sandman. Sandman putting those big lengthy arms and 6'2 frame to use on that one. Gets the block board. Now running point for the Eagles. Smelsley at the elbow. Inside pump fakes. Up and no good for Brandon Smelsley, but pokes it out. Saves the possession to Colin Shaughnessy. Detweiler now attacks right side into the lane. Detweiler with a pretty up and under move. Wyatt Detweiler, the freshman, his first points at midway through the second quarter, puts him in double digits, though. Cardenas attacks left side for Washington, back up to 11-point advantage Axtell. Deep 3, Austin Wirtz. That one is bottoms, and just like that, head coach Bobby Smith wants to take a timeout. We'll take it with him. Washington looking to make a comeback in this one, trailing 43-35.
When you start a plumbing or electrical project, make sure that you have what you need to get the job done. If you don't have everything you need, Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber can help. Stocking a full line of electrical wiring, switches, boxes, and everything to the fixtures and even light bulbs. For that plumbing task, there's pipes, connectors and joints, faucets, toilets, and accessories. From an installation or remodel to a simple repair, get the plumbing and electrical supplies you need at one stop at Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber.
In 1951, Dr. Max Beam opened the Washington Veterinary Clinic. Over 60 years later, the clinic is still providing care for both large and small animals. Our veterinarians, veterinary technician, and support staff have a very diverse and extensive agricultural background. Herd health services, bovine reproductive programs, large and small animal surgery, routine care for pets, grooming, boarding, and 24-hour emergency availability are just a few of the services provided. Take care of all your creatures, great and small, with the help of the Washington Veterinary Clinic.
Washington County trying to make a comeback in this one, trailed 30-14 at halftime. It is now an 8-point advantage. Axtell there with the ball. Pressure, though, turned up by Washington County, and here's a steal. Detweiler throws it to Cardenas. Cardenas running against Detweiler. Pressure, shot up, no good. Shaughnessy pulls down the board. That would have been a big turning point there. Cardenas probably should have pulled that one out, ran a play, but tried to press his luck against the smaller Detweiler. We're then trapped Sandman in the corner. Bodies all over him, and head coach Jason Tynan needs to take a timeout. We'll take it with him. 43-35 your score. 5 minutes left to go in this one.
For all of your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and excavation services, there's only one call to make. Eagle HVAC and Heating. Formerly Dave's Hardware in Axtell, the guys at Eagle HVAC and Heating look forward to continuing the success they've built over the years, offering all heating, ventilation, air conditioning needs, as well as carrying a wide variety of name-brand appliances. They do plumbing and electrical, as well as excavation service. Give Eagle HVAC and Heating a call today in Axtell.
Stay tuned twice each hour for our Farm Bureau Insurance Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Bryce Leonard of Washington and Patrick Booty of Marysville, bringing you scores and updates from action all around the area twice each hour during the 10 and 11 o'clock hours right here on KNDY. Here an 8-point contest. Mentioned it a little bit before. It was a 16-point advantage for Axtell at halftime. Washington County has come out here in this fourth quarter, cut it down now to 8. Defensive pressure has been ratcheted up. Sandman with it out top, nearly gets his pocket pick, kicks it over to Smelsley. Smelsley saves the possession into Brocksterman. 4:36 left to play. Axtell now in a 5-out set, just trying to move this ball around. Grady Buston inside. Beautiful pass to Shaughnessy. Can't get the bucket to fall, but beautiful ball movement there by the Eagles. Had the call a couple weeks ago as Axtell took on Valley Heights. Axtell outscored the Mustangs 20-7 in that fourth quarter to win that contest. And I mentioned it going into that last frame. This Axtell team never seems to get riled, even here in this moment. Washington trying to make a comeback bid of it. Axtell still just as steady as can be. The first free throws of the second half come with 4:30 left to play in the game as Colin Shaughnessy makes the first, misses the second. Austin Wirtz pulls down that defensive board. Miller will bring it across the timeline right to left. Washington needing another stop and score. Always the case. Cross court now into the hands of Kern. Wirtz looks to attack left corner, now out top to Miller. Miller trying to get downhill against Sandman. No shot, body foul. And it will be foul number 2 as a team for Axtell. For Logan Sandman, that's now his 4th personal foul. So the freshman has 4. Colin Shaughnessy with 3. Eli Brocksterman with 3. He also got a technical here moments ago. And here comes Brocksterman into the contest. He will check out Sandman. Guard for post here with 4:09 left to play. Kern, your inbounder, gets it left side to Wirtz. Wirtz around the horn. Miller in front of the Washington bench trying to get it inside to Huckett. We're trying to work a 4-out, 1 in. Huckett's your main man down low. Looks to attack left side as Huckett gets in the lane. Nice little give off to Miller. Pump fake up and down for Miles Miller, having himself a heck of an evening so far here tonight. 14 points for the senior as he tries to will his Tigers to a win here, trying to pick up their first win in 7 games. Cutter wide open. Shaughnessy just too easy for this Axtell offense. Broxman caught it left or right baseline. Shaughnessy cut right to the basket, put it up for 2. Wirtz up top, head fakes on a 3, tries to get past Smelsley. Little floater's going to be hard. Smelsley pulls down the board. 1 and done for Washington. Had an opportunity. Now tries to find a Cutter. Turnover, though, Axtell. Second one in the quarter. Miller on the run out. Body foul and free throws upcoming now for the senior. That personal foul will go against Brandon Schmelsley. That's only his second, so the junior with 2, not in trouble there. But that's foul number 3 for Axtell as a team here in the quarter with 3:09 left to play. Washington could possibly be shooting free throws here for a while, and for a team that trails, that could be big. Miles Miller at the line now, 4-2. Free throw is going to be short and no good. Misses the first personal. Miller now here. Chance to cut this one to 8. Second one upcoming for the senior. That one goes down for Miles. Splits the pair. Washington 3 for 4 in this quarter from the free throw line, and timeout will be taken. We'll take it with them with 3:09 left to play. Axtell leads 46-38.
Let Dr. Phil Benz of the Animal Health Center in Washington keep your pets and herds healthy and thriving. They offer services such as vaccination, surgery, grooming, and boarding. The doctors also understand your herd is your livelihood. Call them for a herd health consultation to assist with nutrition and pasture management, vaccination and deworming protocols, reproductive strategies, and more. And don't forget your hard-working horses. The Animal Health Center has specific services for them as well. Animal Health Services in Washington, open Monday through Saturday. Call for an appointment today.
Quality, integrity, durability. These values make Landau stand out above the rest. Landau Company offers stable employment, competitive wages, $2 per hour shift differential, 4% attendance bonus, overtime hours, growth opportunities, and a benefit package that includes profit sharing, comprehensive insurance package, paid time off, and more. It's not too late to get your new year started off right. Apply online today at Landau.com. or phone 785-562-5381. EEO employer, vets and disabilities welcome. Learn more online at Landau.com today.
Light pressure now by Washington. 2-1-2 pressure. We're going to try and trap the corners. It's going to be Wirtz and Tuckett up top. Now we're going to switch. Miller's going to trap Huckett left side. Trap Detweiler baseline. Up and under, Colin Shaughnessy, back-to-back buckets now for the sophomore. As I mentioned a little bit before, this Axtell team does not get riled over. And a turnover, Washington. Up forward, it went to Carson Kern. He had his right foot on that far sideline in front of the scorer's bench here in Washington. So a costly turnover for the Tigers as they try and cut into this 10-point deficit with 2:40 left to go here in this one. Straight man-to-man now for the Tigers. Wirtz nearly gets his call on that one, tightly guarding Brocksterman. Detweiler now up top. Axtell will just work it around the horn. If you're just joining us, Axtell girls led at the end of one quarter 13-7, but a comeback by Washington in our first contest had the Lady Tigers winning 48-32. Washington looking for a comeback of their own in the boys' game. Shaughnessy had an open three, thought better of it, gives it off to Schmelsley, left corner. That one's off the front of the rim and down off the backboard. No good. Brandon Schmelsley, that's his first shot here in this fourth quarter. He's only taken a total of 5, made 2 of those, all in the first. He went on a little 5-0 run himself to get this Axtell offense going in that first period. Wirtz steps into a long 3, tries to bank that one, misses it. Bussing gets the board, and a foul will be called 80 feet away from the basket on Miles Miller. The senior picks up now his first personal foul. That'll be only foul number 2 for Washington in this quarter, but they're going to need some turnovers and then some fouls upcoming. Broxman brings it across the timeline, guarded tightly by Miller. Miller picks his pocket, steals it away. Miller against Detweiler, fouled on the shot. Miller, I think, was tripping before he let that one go, but nonetheless got it off, and now free throws upcoming for the senior. Detweiler will pick up that personal foul. That's only his first foul here in this fourth quarter. Miles Miller back to the line where he just split a pair moments ago. First free throw for the senior is short off the front of the rim. Legs are getting tired here for both of these teams. Need some free throws to go down. 10-point deficit, Washington County. Make or miss, they will press after this one. 1:41 left to go in the contest. Tigers looking to make the comeback. Miller steps up to the free throw line too long. Brockstrom pulls down the board. Detweiler across the timeline. Golden opportunity missed by the Tigers. Schmelsley attacks right side. Now Shaughnessy will fire a three straight on and hit that one's bottom, and that might call game, folks. Colin Shaughnessy with his third three here tonight, 51-38. Washington has gone scoreless here, cold from the floor as Miller misses another three. Defensive rebound, Grady Bussing. Shaughnessy will run clock inside the Brockstrom. Beautiful passing. Grady Bussing finishes that one off for the Eagles. 5 quick points for Axtell, and that's how fast this team can score. A squad that averages almost 60 points per game. The last 2 games, they have averaged just right at that. Inside Miller, spinning shot, no good. Offensive or defensive rebound pulled down Axtell as we roll under 45 seconds left to go. And Detweiler will pretty much pull this one out. Bobby Smith will call off the Dogs. Shaughnessy, back-to-back threes, will bury that one. Colin Shaughnessy with 11 points in this fourth quarter. He'll end the game with 19 for the sophomore. Octavian Cardenas, second shot of the night with 20 seconds left, will be short, and Axtell will run this out. So the Eagles will move on to 14-2 in regular season action. They'll move now to 4-2 in league play as they try and keep pace with Clifton Clyde and Centralia at top. Meanwhile, Washington will drop to 7-10, 2-7 in league play. Final score, Axtell 56, Washington 38. We'll take a timeout, recap this one, bring it right back here to round out our Friday night featured week here from Washington.
You want a bank that not only cares about you, but the businesses and families around. FNB Washington is that bank. Community-minded since 1883, FNB Washington truly has been there through it all. A mainstay in the Washington community, FNB cherishes the opportunity to give back, whether participating in hosting local events, providing a community room for public use, or cheering the Tigers on to victory. Your local and hometown bank is still FNB Washington, Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
Have an accident with your vehicle? Call Moonlight Restoration and they'll take care of you with a free estimate, and they'll turn it in to the insurance company for you. You name it, they can do it. Fender benders, auto and tractor restoration, windshield repair or replacement, spray and bed liners, sandblasting, dealer and installer of B&W hitches and drop and lock hitches. No job is too large or too small for Moonlight Restoration. If you want quality work done by skilled technicians, call Moonlight Restoration in Axtell, Kansas. Owned and operated by Brett and Nikki Runnebaum. Call 736-2359.
For Valentine's, Owens Originals has flowers, candy, green and blooming plants, balloons, stuffed animals, and Washington clay pottery. You're sure to find something unique and affordable for all of your Valentines at Owens Originals, and they'll deliver. Just call or stop by for details. Owens Originals Florist on the Square in Washington.
Western National Bank in Summerfield wants you to feel good about where you are with your money. Available when you need them and offering online and personal services, Western National Bank will make sure to keep you and your money happy. Call Western National Bank at 244-6211 to make your money smile. Member FDIC.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
Access denied.
We've all been there. When you can't connect the thingy to the whatchamacallit, and the whatchamacallit can't find the Wi-Fi network. Well, Blue Valley Technologies has a solution that can help you with all your connected devices. Tech Home with unlimited multi-device support to help you get your home connected and even tune up your computer. Find more details at bluevalley.net/techhome.
56-38, our final score in boys action. Axtell moves to 14-2 on the season, 4-2 in league play. Washington County falls to 7-10 and 2-7 in league play. This is Washington County's 7th straight loss coming out of the TVL tournament. Looking at scoring for these teams, Washington was led by Miles Miller with 15 points, hit 11 of those in the second half. Austin Wirtz with 11 points, 7 points for Monty Huckett, and 5 points for Carson Kern. Washington shot 5 for 10 from the free throw line in the game, committed 19 turnovers unofficially, 15 in that first half. Cardanius was scoreless in this contest, but did end the day with 5 rebounds. But it was all Axtell in this one, as they led 10-4 at the end of one quarter, was up 30-14 at halftime. Axtell tried to make a comeback of it Washington tried to make a comeback of it in the second half, but Axtell was having none of it. Eagles were led by Colin Shaughnessy with 19 points. He had 16 of those in the second half, 11 in the fourth quarter to put this one out of reach. 10 points for Wyatt Detweiler and Eli Brocksterman. 6 points for Grady Bussing, 5 for Brandon Schmelsley as all starters scored for the Eagles. Logan Shaughnessy off the bench with 2 and Grant Bussing off the bench with 2. Logan Sandman actually had 4 points. Grant Bussing with 2 points. Axtell shot the free throw fairly well, 5 for 8 from the free throw strike, only 2 attempts in the second half. They did have 10 turnovers in the first half, but cleaned that up to only second in the seventh as they pull away with a 56-38 victory. We're going to take a timeout, recap the girls' game from earlier on this evening, too, as take a look at both of these teams' schedules along with our broadcast schedule. Coming up as we get closer to sub-state action here in the state of Kansas.
Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas offers competitive prices on tires with excellent customer service. Located on Highway 15 across from the co-op, Stone Southside Service also offers towing and light mechanical work for your vehicle, including brake jobs. Stone Southside Service also sells Green Mountain grills. These grills feature wood pellets that enhance barbecue flavor. Stone Southside Service in Washington, Kansas. Your source for great prices on tires, light mechanical work for your vehicle, and home of Green Mountain Grills. Give them a call at 785-325-2247.
Little Joe's 66 Service in Axtell is a proud supporter of Axtell schools and Axtell athletics. If you have automotive repair needs, call Joe at 785-736-2824. With satisfied customers from all over the area, Little Joe's 66 Service is the place to turn for all of your automotive repair needs.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
The State Bank in Axtell is synonymous with quality and integrity in the banking business. Financing for your home, for your farm, or your small business. Contact the loan officers if you need money, or if you're putting money away for something special, or just saving for a rainy day. Visit with the professionals at the State Bank of Axtell. They're federally insured, member FDIC, the State Bank of Axtell.
If you can't remember the last time you've reviewed your insurance policies, you're not alone. The Dragiston Insurance Company and Buckeye Insurance Group work together to make sure you are properly covered. Call the friendly, knowledgeable staff at the Dragiston Agency at 785-325-2263 or stop by one of their 3 offices located in Washington, Clay Center, and Concordia. They'll provide service that exceeds expectations and coverage that meets your needs. Buckeye Insurance Group and the Dragiston Insurance Agency working together to protect you.
KNDY covers more sports than any stations in Northeast Kansas. But if you missed a game, you can find the archives available on our website at KNDYradio.com. We download the broadcast of our high school basketball games, including girls and boys action. And you can download those, share those, or listen in to every exciting moment of play-by-play action from KNDYradio.com under the Sports tab.
56-38, our final score in boys action. Axtell victorious in that one. In our first contest of the night, it was Washington girls 48-32 over Axtell. A 20-point performance by Kirsten Tholstrup and 16 points from Jesse Hoover as they pushed the Washington County girls up to 8-9 on the season. Axtell girls fall to 7-10. Upcoming next for both of these squads. For Washington County, they will be at home next Tuesday versus Hanover, and then they will be at home next Friday for senior night versus Frankfort. We will have that contest right here on KNDY 95.5. As for Axtell, they continue a road trip here. They will be at Troy on Tuesday before going down to Blue Valley next Friday. They're going to round out their season with a contest versus Centralia on the 20th, and then a makeup game versus Hanover on the 19th there, the day before sub-state action gets started on February 22nd down in Blue Valley. KNDY will have coverage of all those games from sub-state down at Blue Valley Randolph. Looking at our schedule coming up here for you next, which will be down at Blue Rapids Waterville. Next Tuesday, as Clifton Clyde takes on the Mustangs. Next Friday, we'll be right here for Washington County versus Frankfort. Then we'll round out our regular season broadcast schedule on that 20th with Valley Heights at Blue Valley. There's a lot of college action coming up for here. You 2 on this weekend. Right here on 95.5, KU phasing off against Big 12 foe Baylor at 5 p.m. That means pregame will start at 4:30, while K-State and BYU tangle at 9 p.m. over on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1. That's a 9 p.m. tip. That means 8 o'clock is when pregame starts for that one. Again, here tonight, first in girls action, Washington County victorious 48-32 behind a 20-point performance by Kirsten Tholstrup, and Axtell boys top Washington County 56-38 behind 19 points by Colin Shaughnessy. Reporting for KNDY Sports, this has been Max Blasky. I appreciate you all tuning in. I thank our sponsors that made this possible again this evening, and I hope that everyone drives home safe, and we will see you next Tuesday from Valley High.
KNDY